Hi, Andreas. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. First things first, how are you?
Well, pretty good, I must say. Um, the the kids are back to school now, so I finally got some time to sit in my home studio and work today. So I'm pretty pleased actually. They have been sick here for
Oh,
a week and a half, so they're not allowed back to school then. So
okay, so they're back to school now. How has
yeah.
your life been in regards to the worldwide issues that's basically affected everybody?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you might know, Sweden never went into lockdown.
Hmm.
So, I mean, as it comes to personal freedom, I'm not noticing it that much, but you do see that. I mean, there's a lot less people out on the streets, and people seems to take the social distancing pretty serious. So, I mean,
Okay.
we're not at least in this area we're okay so far.
Yeah, it's not an easy country, for example, the UK, to compare itself to in regards to that. But obviously, it's affected you in some way, be it your children have been at home a lot more. And doing all of that while trying to get an album out. A couple of weeks ago now. Oh, I think I lost you
Sorry,
there.
I forgot to put on uh, do not disturb. So I got a phone call. I'm sorry. What was your question?
No worries. I was going to say, since the release of the album, do you feel like everything's calmed down a little now, now that that's out of the way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the months coming up to the release was very hectic, I would say, and also the following weeks with interviews and whatnot. So now it's starting to get a little bit slower, which is kind of nice actually. I mean, I really enjoy the attention and that people seems to get into the album and seem to like it, but I mean, there's and it feels so good to finally have it out. I mean, we've been working on it for so long,
Yeah,
and the last months were pretty intense. So.
absolutely. And you said that people seem to like it. Overall, how have you found the feedback and reception to it?
I mean, good. The majority seems to get into it. I mean, the few complaints we have seen are the more maybe people would have wished for some more progress to be made since 8 years.
Okay.
But I mean, we're we're writing the music that we want to listen to. And, I mean, the standard answer, we do this first and foremost for ourselves. So we never
Absolutely.
try to write music for the sake of being up to date or just original in any way. It's all about the feeling.
So do you find yourself trawling through reviews and comments, or do you just kind of wait till it comes your way?
Wait until it comes my way, actually. But people, they're pretty good at sending them to me. So. And of course, I'll read them if someone sends them to me. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
also I'm in charge of the Facebook page, so they send it over there. Quite
Of
a lot.
course. Yeah, if you're in charge of that, then you're seeing everything.
Yeah,
What about you personally? Are you satisfied overall with what you accomplished with Zerkloth?
absolutely. I think once again, the standard answer. It's I think it's one of our strongest releases actually. So I would say I'm very pleased.
Did you
So
feel any pressure? I mean, because obviously 8 years is quite a while between releases.
well, not pressure actually. I mean, we did take 8 years, so there was no pressure. And I mean, there was. I mean, for me personally, I don't know about the other guys, but for me personally, there was this concern that maybe people would have moved on. Uh, there's so much new music coming out, and so many new bands. So that was one concern actually. But it doesn't seem like that's the case.
It's interesting you say that, because I was going to ask about whether it was an opportunity to remind the world that you still existed. But did you kind of find, I suppose, when you first started releasing the videos and the singles, that your fan base was still there and hungry?
Yeah, I would say so. It was, and they seem to have stuck around.
Yeah. Well, the feedback has been pretty strong across the board. Touted as an album of the year from many outlets. I take it you're not that surprised.
Well, that's always, if people are calling it album of the year, I can only be grateful for that. I mean, personally, I think the album is very good. So,
well, yeah, I was going to mention about where you see it ranking alongside your body of work, because it is a triumphant release, a standout of 2020, and a grand showcase of not just the relevancy of Naglfar, but also the music you play.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, that where in your eyes do you see the album ranking alongside your previous body of work? You mentioned you think it's one of the strongest so far, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything specific about this time that was different? Perhaps the writing or how you approached it that maybe helped?
Yeah, well, I think what we did different, we always used to meet up at Marcus Place, the other way to come together and write riffs together and arrange the songs. And it was also always very, a close, I don't know if the correct word, close-knitted thing. We were working very close together, and we always did it at his place. But as time moved on, and just after Teras, we realized that we were finding it difficult to schedule those sessions.
Okay.
Due to work and family life, and we're not 20 anymore. So what we did different this time around, I think, was first and foremost, I set up a recording studio at my place, just a simple home recording studio, so I could work separately. And so we have been writing on our own and then meeting up at Marcus Place and just finished up over at his place. So that's one different thing. Also on the previous, I'd say at least 3 albums, we have been very strict, about everything has to be perfectly played, just like almost like a machine.
Okay.
When you play the guitars. So we have been very strict about that. But this time around, when we received the drums from Ephraim, we felt that it had such a natural groove to it, so it affected the whole recording process with the guitars. We felt like less focus on perfect and rather focus on capturing that vibe that the drums had.
Oh wow!
And with that, it also came with that we also wanted a more, I would say, organic, more dirty sound.
Okay.
Than what we did on Teras and Harvest, for instance. We wanted to go back to Sheol, Pariah, that soundscapes. So that's what's different, I would say.
That's fascinating that your process came based off the drums. You're saying you wanted to, I guess, loosen things up. Would you say as well part of that comes from age and time and experience? Because obviously you've been doing this a while.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've been talking for a long time that I wanted to do it a little more punk, more dirt and more grime in the performance to make it more live-like. But it finally happened, and maybe Marcus finally got old and couldn't resist my nagging, maybe.
I love that. It's fantastic. Because for all, as you say, those elements, it's also a record that has the ability to challenge and kind of demand the listener pay a little more attention to what they're hearing. There's always been a thing about you as a unit as a whole. And from what I understand, is it's something you do go out of your way to do, right?
What do you mean?
To challenge. It's not just a straightforward song. You want to have an intellectual edge to it almost.
Well, you could say that. I mean, we try to put several layers into the songs, and if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Just that you've got this kind of. If you put the record on and listen to it beginning to end, by the time you got to the end, you'd expect it to go back and listen to it again and again and again, just to try and identify those layers.
Yeah, and that's a goal we have when writing. If we manage to get people to play it again just to see, did I catch that? What happened back there? Then we have succeeded.
What about the rest of 2020 then? Obviously, you're stuck in regards to playing live as much as everyone else. What's your hopes, I guess, then for 2020?
Well, first and foremost, that this situation gets sorted out, at least to some extent. To be honest, I don't have many high hopes, of any live shows this year. But you can always, I won't give up. If we will be able to do some shows by the end of the year, then that's what we're gonna do. But in the meantime, we're gonna focus on, start writing new material.
Yeah, I suppose that's an important one as well. When you're not going to make us wait another 8 odd years, are you?
Well, I last time I got the question that it's not going to take another 5 years, and I said, no, of course not. And now we are here 8 years later, so I'm keeping my mouth shut about that this time around.
That is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Best just wait and see.
I think we're going to just focus on writing some songs, preparing set lists, and also, I will keep myself busy, as I have other bands as well that I play in. So I will be busy this year, even if there's no.
That's all anyone could hope for. Andreas, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?